Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who have been watching our pre-show, you know that we are less than 10 minutes away from starting our program. If you take a look right there, you'll see the countdown clock. It is working its way down until the beginning of our program. So get ready, find the most comfortable chair in your house. If you so choose to mix a cocktail, get your beverage ready, you can do just that because our program begins momentarily. If you haven't already registered for the auction, that information is right there for you. Also, go to bidpal.net/bbjacks. If you go there, you'll get a text message reply. You'll be able to register, bid in our auction, donate in the Bid from the Heart. Not only support Best Buddies, but also help us determine who will be the 2020 Champion of the Year. Our program begins in just about 9 minutes, so get ready, get set, almost go.
is that everyone is represented. We live in a community where everyone is accepted for who they are as their most authentic and genuine self. In schools, in the community, in a workplace, everywhere.
Inclusion, I think, can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. Overall, I'd say inclusion means that everyone, regardless of ability or special ability, has the right to be respected and valued by their own communities. To me personally, that means that every child has the right to feel like they can have a friend and be loved, that no adult feels like they aren't valued by the community and don't fit in.
Inclusion to me is making sure that everybody with disability is always included.
Inclusion to me means the courage to see past oneself by embracing and discovering other people and seeing beauty in each other.
I think human beings are the quintessential social animal, right? We are meant to be in groups, we are meant to be accompanied with others, and we work best when we are inside of a community. So inclusion is really what makes us function as a society and what put us at the top of the food chain. I don't think there's anything more important than inclusion, and including people with intellectual and developmental disabilities is paramount to being able to provide for a sustainable future for them and for society in general.
Hopefully with the new Citizens program we can help me find a job.
Yeah.
And maybe meet making new friends.
Yeah.
The world's tough today as it is, and people that have some difficulties in that area, to get them more involved with friends and people, certainly at
the local community.
Local community, absolutely. So that's, to me, inclusion. We all could use more inclusion these days in this world.
Inclusion means to me, it allows me to be who I am, just like everybody else in the community, and it allows me to do the things just like everybody else.
Inclusion to me means bringing our special needs children into the population with the rest of the community and allowing them to do little things like go to the movies or go bowling, and things that as a parent I know are somewhat challenging to do with my child. These friendships allow her to meet up with her peers and have a different level of friendship that's outside of just family and adult friends, I should say.
So I like to think I'm one of Cammie's kid friends and not one of her adult friends. But inclusion to me is her having an opportunity to do things that any other normal kid would be able to do. So we did a video when we first started this campaign where we talked a lot about some things that Cammie and I have done together. We've gone swimming with the manatees, and it's different when you don't have a child with special needs like myself, to see Tanis go to the boat captain and say, listen, our child has special needs, we may run into this, this, and this. It's a big deal to have to do that, but to see someone like the captain going, it was really moving. He's like, actually, I have a child with autism, so I totally get it, and I will work on you guys' level to make sure she gets the best experience she can out of this. So it was like one of those moments where we were just kind of brought together, and we had the best time. We went snorkeling with the manatees. We've gone on a family mountain trip together. We've gone on tons of boat trips. Cammie loves to go on the boat, golf karting. I mean, randomly I'll just roll up and pick her up on the golf cart and take her for a ride. And she should have every opportunity to go out and have experiences that any other child her age would be having at this point in time.
Ladies and gentlemen, Best Buddies around the world, welcome to the Best Buddies Jacksonville Virtual Champion of the Year Gala! What a great evening we have in store for you here tonight as we support this great cause that is Best Buddies. We're so happy that you can join us. My name is Jason Alpert, and I will be your MC and auctioneer throughout the entirety of the program. The Champion of the Year format is a really unique one. It's an amazing one. It's one where we took 8 community leaders and allowed them all to fight it out for the past 9 weeks. Now, this isn't physically fighting it out. What have they been doing? They've been raising funds for Best Buddies. For 9 weeks, they've been having virtual happy hours and boat rides and soccer camps, and that's just the beginning. All these efforts done virtually, raising funds for Best Buddies. They've generated countless opportunities for friendships and jobs and leadership development and inclusion for people living with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Now, we've tabulated all the funds that they've raised leading up to tonight. We're going to add to it all the funds that they raise in the silent and live auction. How do they raise those funds? Well, if you're watching and you have registered for the auction, all the registering is done online on your phone, on your computer, on your laptop, wherever it may be. All you have to do is go to this web address right here, bidpal.net/bbjacks. If you go there, you register, every auction item that you win, the dollar amount that you win that item for will be tabulated and tallied towards the champion you're here to support. I will also tell you that during our Bid from the Heart tonight, the Bid from the Heart, the time of the program where we ask for donations to support Best Buddies, those donations will also go to the champion's campaign as well. And then we will put it all together. We'll tally all the results, and at the end of tonight, we will announce who the 2020 Champion of the Year is. But you wouldn't have a good election if we didn't have an opportunity to meet each one of the candidates first, right? So how about we do that? I'm going to introduce you to all of our Champion of the Year candidates. We're going to start with the young lady who is the Best Buddies chapter president at the University of North Florida. She's a student in the on-campus transition program with the ARC of Jacksonville at UNF, but she's been involved in Best Buddies for 13 years. Joined by her campaign manager, Stacy, and mission partner, Annabelle, this is Becca Barnett. Your next set of champions are brothers with the same first name. They are serial entrepreneurs, dabbling in professional soccer and stickers and t-shirts and ebooks, social media marketing and videography before hitting it out of the park with Biz Bros, which quite simply helps businesses turn their long-form content into value-packed assets. They're joined by their campaign manager, Pablo, and mission partner, Jordan. This is the Luis Brothers. Next up is an associate for Franklin Street Real Estate Services, specializing in retail landlord representation for clients across the North Florida market. In his past life, he played professional soccer for the MLS's Montreal Impact after an All-American collegiate career at Clemson University. Joined by his campaign manager, Nathan, and mission partner, Jack, this is Kyle Fisher. Your next champion candidate is the vice president of Yellowbird, a real estate investment firm located in Jacksonville. He earned his bachelor's degree in engineering from the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy and was commissioned as an ensign in the USNR traveling the world in the U.S. Merchant Marine Fleet for 7 years. Joined by his campaign manager, Caroline, and mission partner, Cordell, this is Pat Flynn. Next up is a champion with strong Southern roots, which serves her well in the hospitality industry. Her ultimate career goal is to retire by age 55 and become a full-time volunteer. She's off to a great start with her work for Best Buddies. She says her buddy and mission partner has inspired her in ways that cannot be put into words and fueled her fire to get more involved with Best Buddies. Joined by her campaign manager, Tanis, and mission partner, Cammie, this is Amanda Hauser. Your next champion candidate is a broker associate with eXp Realty who is excited to be a new supporter and volunteer for Best Buddies, which is a family affair for him as he has included his wife and daughters in his campaign. He's loved spending time and getting to know his mission partner, who is now his friend as well. Joined by his campaign manager, Kristen, and mission partner, Marlena, this is Scott Nyman. Next up is a champion who helps run a wealth management practice with Merrill Lynch in Ponte Vedra. He was first introduced to Best Buddies at his alma mater, the University of North Florida, where he joined the collegiate chapter and met his buddy for life and mission partner. He loves to travel and also loves all Boston sports. Joined by his campaign manager, Ian, and mission partner, Robbie, this is Thatcher Madeley. Your next champion candidate is the general manager at Mercedes-Benz of Orange Park. He is a big believer in inclusive workspaces and hopes to inspire others to hire individuals with IDD and provide regular diversity training. He joined Best Buddies as a volunteer after hiring a guy who is now not only his friend, but also his Champion of the Year mission partner. Joined by his campaign manager, Alexis, and his friend and mission partner, Randy, this is Aaron Mong. Ladies and gentlemen, there you heard it. Those are all of our champion candidates. They are the ones who are vying to be Champion of the Year. And in a moment, we're going to find out who is our Champion of the Year. But now we have a chance to check in with all of our champions who are watching here tonight on Zoom. I see some of them clapping up there. So folks, you are just moments away from being the Champion of the Year. Someone will do it. I see some people working the phones there. Pat is working the phone. I see Thatcher checking in with us a little bit right there. Folks, they will continue to work the phones because they're going to drive you to be bidding and donating to support their causes. So keep waving and get ready to go. Ladies, gentlemen, Champion of the Year candidates. We're going to find out at the end of our program who the Champion of the Year is. So get ready for that. Thanks so much for joining us, guys. We'll check back in with many of you at the end of our program. Now, remember, as we watch tonight's program, you're going to have a special mixology session coming up in just a little while. So if you've got the ingredients, you want to get those ready to go. We're going to have, of course, our mission moment. We'll, of course, have our sponsor highlights. You'll be bidding in the silent and live auction. Remember, all bidding is done on your phones, on your computers, on your laptops, through that BidPal device. You register there. You see the time at the far end of the screen there. There's less than 18 minutes left in our silent auction, so please continue to bid on those items as long as you can, not only to support Best Buddies, but also to make sure that you support your champion candidates. How are you going to do this? I'll say it over and over. Make sure you register. If you're watching on Facebook or if you're watching on YouTube, you're missing out on all the fun. You have to also be registered for the auction. Go to bidpal.net/bbjacks. If you go there, you'll be able to be part of the immersive interactive program. So please go register. You'll get a quick text message back and you'll get registered for our auction to be able to start bidding. Now, throughout the program tonight, we're going to make sure that you understand the mission of Best Buddies. And it's not really about introducing you to the programs at Best Buddies. We don't want to bring a bunch of talking heads up here to tell you about, from an administrative perspective, what we're doing. It's about introducing you to the people who are most impacted by this Best Buddies mission. And as we introduce you to them, we're going to introduce you to them in the light, in the scope of how they've been impacted by Best Buddies. The next man who you're going to hear from, just a while ago before he started his company, he was just Anthony Saunders. But now, thanks in part to Best Buddies, he is blowing up in Jacksonville. He is now DJ Anthony Saunders.
Hi, I'm Ann Hoff, Anthony Saunders' mom, and he's been involved with Best Buddies since 2018. It has improved and added so much value to his life. And then one day he came to me and he said, I'm interested in being a DJ and I'd like to take DJ lessons. And I didn't even think that existed. And so I started researching and I found a DJ school.
And that's how I got started getting into, DJing. And that was my first event. It was something small, about 50 kids. A group of kids from a different school came to Creekside High School, and I was a DJ for it. And they had such a blast. Everyone had a great time. That's what I like about it. I like getting everyone up and going, dancing and smiling and having a great time. My biggest event was my homecoming event at Creekside High School. There was about 800 kids there.
3, 2, 1, let's go. I believe everyone has the right to work. Everyone has the right to earn a living and to be independent and to be a part of the community. Job programs teaches work skills and allowing people to obtain employment. And with that, they become independent, they can earn a living, they can live on their own, they don't have to heavily rely on others.
We can still do activities as regular people can do. My career goal is probably doing DJing on the side and, on the side job, I want to get into weddings. Weddings is my biggest thing I want to get into. I want to get into, club scenes, bar scenes.
I want everyone to know a dance floor. Everyone to know the dance floor.
I just want Anthony to be happy. It's just, like I said, it's added so much to my son's life. He's met so many different people with so many different backgrounds, and it's a great program to be a part of. We love Best Buddies!
It is great to see the mission in action. And listen, they are great with the advertising throughout the video. DJSaunders.com. Go check it out. Inclusion lives here. Bring DJ Anthony Saunders to your event and he will rock the house for you. I will remind you throughout the program, keep bidding in the auction. Not only the silent auction, but know that the live auction items are open for bidding as well. We will talk you through exactly the logistics of how everything works as we get to that part of the program, but you can bid on the silent and the live auction items. And when do they close? Look right down there on the screen, right? You can see it. 13 minutes left in the silent auction. We'll count you down all the way to the end of that. But it is now time to move the program along by bringing to the program to join us the captain of this ship. She is the co-chair of the Virtual Champion of the Year. This is my good friend Abby Walsh.
Thank you, Jason. I'm excited to be returning this year as the chair for the 2020 Best Buddies Virtual Gala and a proud member of the Jacksonville Advisory Board. I want to start off by saying thanks. Thanks to our sponsors, our committee members, the advisory board, and our Best Buddies staff partners. Without this group of outstanding individuals, tonight would not have been possible. From rolling off of a successful Havana Nights Gala in the beautiful TPC ballroom last year, to working through the trials and tribulations of coming to you live in your homes this evening, I stand here in awe of the problem-solving and ingenuity of our team to make tonight possible. I'd like to start off by thanking our advisory board members, starting with our fearless leader and advisory board chair, Wally Conway, Cole Slate, Randy Kirsch, William Lee, Jeff Stoneking, Mike Valancourt, Christina Welch, Edie Wright, Tanis Anderson, and Shimmy Meir. I'd also like to thank my fabulous co-chair, Cyan Sprague, and committee members, Kaylin Shreenan, Ricky Ostrovsky, Robbie Culleton, and Randy Kirsch. Thank you all again for lending your time and talents this campaign season. We really appreciate you. Now I'm very excited to kick this party off with Joshua Smith from Matthew's Restaurant, our featured mixologist of the evening. Joshua will walk us through making tonight's signature purple drink. Cheers.
Hello everyone, I'm Joshua Smith at Matthew's Restaurant. Here today we're showing you how to make a Summer in the City cocktail for your virtual gala. Now I've been here for about 3 years and this has been one of my crowd favorites. So we're going to start off with some Hendrick's Summer Solstice Gin. This one comes out every summer. It's a little bit more floral than the standard Hendrick's. Kind of picks up those brighter notes. We're going 1.5 ounces of that. A little creme de violette, 1/2 ounce. This is going to add to those floral notes, make it a bit sweeter. Some simple syrup, we'll do 1/2 ounce. That just kind of rounds out the sweetness for you. And some fresh lemon juice just to brighten it up, 1/2 ounce as well. Give that a good shake. Into our chilled coupe glass, we're going to add that. And top a little champagne. Brings out the effervescence. And then just to add to all those bright notes, we're going to do a little fresh lemon twist. Cheers.
All right, Joshua Smith from Matthew's Restaurant. Thank you so much, folks. You could almost scratch the screen and have a little smell-o-vision there, or taste-o-vision might be a little better, right? That looked amazing. Thank you so much. And certainly to Abby and to Cyan, our co-chairs for this event, thank you for leading the way for our Virtual Champion of the Year Gala. Now, you see over my shoulder right here, that's our silent auction. All the bidding, if you remember, is done on your phone or your tablet or your laptop or maybe your smart TV. However you're watching this program, you can be bidding along with us. You see down there, there's 9 minutes and 10 seconds left in our silent auction. If you're not registered yet, you can still do so. It only takes a few seconds. And here's all the items with no bids. We only have 5 items with no bids left. We've got a 24/7 workout. We've got a commercial real estate today, a featured spot on that television program. We've got an Orange Theory package. And scroll up a little bit more because I want to talk about, no, the other way. I'm sorry, that's down. I get that mixed up all the time. Pablo Gonzalez, he's got an online networking starter. And also, how about our content experience strategy session with the Lewis brothers, folks? This is a $1,500 value. They threw that in at the last minute because they want to get extra donations and extra money for their campaign. It's just at $500, so you want to get in on that and bid that as well. We've got some great items in the auction that I can tell you that are going really well. Again, this screen down in front of me here is going to give me information throughout the program. We've got a gorgeous Louis Vuitton handbag in the auction right now. The current bid is at $1,200. That is still less than the retail value of the bag. It is item number 27, so either go and search item 27 or search for Louis or Vuitton, or search really expensive handbags. Something like that's gonna show up, I promise. We've also got the Bourbon boat. It's called Bourbon on the Boat. That is Wally Conway's 37-foot yacht. He's gonna take you out. He's gonna captain the ship. He's gonna make sure that is the night of the year. Now, I will tell you, I'm gonna put a 3-minute counter on this. Actually, we're not going to do that yet. I apologize. We've got about 7.5 minutes left in the silent auction. We're going to make sure that you know exactly when the auction closed. So stand by. I'll continue promoting the auction as we go along here. Remember, we're not only raising funds for Best Buddies, but at the same time, you're raising money for your champion. So bid high and bid often. As we continue to move on through the program, we're going to introduce you to more of the Best Buddies programs. And there's no better person to do it than the program manager right here in Jacksonville. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sarah Jeter.
Thank you, Jason, for that introduction. Being a staff member for Best Buddies is truly a dream come true. This isn't how I expected my first gala to go as a staff member, but I'm so glad there's so many of you out there watching and celebrating friendship and inclusion with us. Just recently, I was with my parents and some of their friends, and I was getting them all set up to bid on our online auction. And one of my parents' friends says, "Sarah, it's so amazing that you work for Best Buddies because they've given you so much in life." And that really hit me hard because when I thought about it, I am so grateful to work for Best Buddies. I'm so grateful to work for an organization that has an incredible mission, but I'm even more lucky to work for an organization that has given me so much in life and has shaped the adult that I am today. I was fortunate enough to go to school here in North Florida, and at that high school, there was a Best Buddies program. Through the Best Buddies program, I was paired with a buddy and now a lifelong friend, Clifton. Through this program, we had an incredible experience. But Best Buddies for us was a lot more than just monthly activities and weekly hangouts where we got to skip class and eat ice cream together. Best Buddies really took the time to invest in us as humans and as young adults. And through Best Buddies, we were able to do numerous leadership trainings. We learned how to public speak. We learned how to advocate for ourselves and others. We learned how to communicate. We learned how to network. We learned even how to build resumes. I would not be the person and the adult that I am without Best Buddies. Best Buddies has had such a big hand in shaping the leader that I am today. They taught me how to have passion and drive for something, and that I will be forever grateful for. But most importantly, Best Buddies gave me an opportunity to meet a lifelong friend. Without this program, I don't think I would have Clifton in my life, and that to me is unthinkable because he has changed my life in so many ways. I couldn't have survived the last 10 years without him. Best Buddies is an amazing program, but one of the greatest things is that it is so large. When you're a child, everyone tells you to dream big and dream often. But as you get older and older, you realize that it becomes a lot harder to dream and to make these dreams a reality. But not with Best Buddies. For a long time, I always dreamed about working for Best Buddies and making a change for people in the IDD community. I always thought, when I grow up, I'm going to be like one of my program managers. When I grow up, I'm going to make a difference. And if I didn't have Best Buddies, that dream would actually seem like it was impossible to reach. But because of Best Buddies, I was able to join a global movement where young students like me and young leaders just like I was We were all motivated by each other and driven by the same goal. To hear more about those global movements, I'm going to kick it over to David Quillen so you can hear about what Best Buddy is doing internationally.
Hi everyone, my name is David Quillen, and I serve as the Senior Vice President, Global Mission, State Development and Operations at Best Buddies International. And on behalf of our entire organization, I want to thank you for tuning in tonight and for supporting Best Buddies. We know that this year has been unlike any other, and Best Buddies continues to keep our participants connected, and our team is working every single day to bring friendship, employment, leadership, and inclusive living opportunities to people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. We are a global volunteer movement that is making an impact in over 1.3 million individuals. We have programs in all 50 states, and we are working to create inclusive communities around the globe. By supporting tonight, you are changing lives. You are helping us become one step closer to ensuring that all individuals with disabilities are included and that they have that wonderful sense of belonging within their communities. I want to especially thank all of the 2020 Champion of the Year candidates for being advocates for our mission and for working to bring awareness in your community of our incredible mission. It is because of you that we are so successful. I want to thank you for your support, and remember that your Best Buddies family is always here for you. And on behalf of all of us, stay safe, and remember, let's continue to change the world with the power of friendship.
What Christian and I have, thanks to Best Buddies, it is thanks to Best Buddies, but it's not necessarily following the program's protocol, right? We weren't even matched together. Right now, we're getting a citizens program going now, but Christian is the example of why we want a citizens program. He has an awesome high school experience with Best Buddies at Bartram, which at the time I think was like the #2 chapter in the state or something. Then he goes to UNF, has an awesome chapter at UNF, and now he's working full time, doing all the adult things that he has to do to, pay his rent and all that good stuff. But there's not a dedicated program to keep Christian involved. We're buddies, we hang out all the time. So, it's the Best Buddies program that brought us together, but it's not necessarily staying in that lane that has kept us together, right? It was the introduction, it was the first date, but it's been a long, awesome friendship ever since.
Sure. Citizens is just kicking off in Jacksonville, and we're very excited about the Citizens program.
Once things blows over with the big elephant in the room, we'll meet up at the bars.
But also, Atticus didn't have the opportunity, since we never knew about Best Buddies, he never had the opportunity to participate in Best Buddies in middle school or high school or even college. So the Citizens program, it's not too late for him, because now we have the Citizens program and he'll be able to create one-to-one friendships with adults in the community and do all kinds of things.
Thank you, Edie and Atticus. We're so lucky to have you involved. Here locally, Best Buddies is serving 32 middle schools and high schools. We have over 2,000 student participants, and we just launched our new adult friendship program, Citizens. While working here in Jacksonville, I've learned a few things from these students. One, Jacksonville does not have a very good NFL team. But two, Jacksonville is resilient. The passion that these students have to build something great in our community is inspiring. All of these students are determined to leave the Jacksonville community better than how they found it. Seeing the growth from a lot of these programs from when I was in school is one of the most great things that I get to do on a daily basis. St. Augustine High School and Pedro Menendez High School has built such a strong program. Working with student leaders from Nice, Wilson, Fletcher, and Providence, and seeing the passion that these students have for building a more inclusive and safe school environment is one of the most inspiring things I have seen. When the pandemic started, there was, and quite honestly, still a lot of uncertainty. But our friendship programs pivoted and they survived. Currently, all 32 schools of our friendship programs are up and running. Some are hybrid depending on which county they live in, but friendship and inclusion is alive and well here in North Florida. Tonight, you've seen many highlights from our programs and the benefits that our participants with and without IDD have. Cole and Christian are just one of the many pairs that have been impacted by one of our school friendship programs. Jacksonville, though, has so many opportunities to grow and impact so many other students. Eventually, we would love to get jobs. We want to expand into more schools and surrounding counties. We want to offer more lunch and learn opportunities for local businesses and corporations. But most importantly, we want to open our friendship program in elementary schools. I personally believe that if we start teaching friendship and inclusion at a younger age, our students here in Jacksonville don't have to wait until they're 14 to find a real friend and to know what a genuine friendship looks like. So I ask, as we move into our live auction portion, I want you to reflect about me and Clifton and our time in high school and Best Buddies. I want you to think about Cole and Christian. I want you to think about all of the students that you know here in North Florida who have Best Buddies and the ones that don't have Best Buddies that could be truly impacted by it. I want you to bid high and bid often so we can build a more inclusive community. Thanks you, Jacksonville. I'll see you later.
All right, Sarah, thank you so much. Folks, if I can bring that sort of energy to this spot, we're going to be in great shape. So, Sarah, thank you so much for that message. The fundraising is so important for Best Buddies, and that's what we're doing here. This part of the program is where we close the silent auction. You see the screen behind me? It's talking about the hot deals. I'm going to spend the next 3 minutes or so talking about the auction. The silent auction is going to close in 3 minutes. Understand that it's not an exact 3 minutes because in the inner space world, in cyberspace, the words that are coming out of my mouth are reaching people at home at a little bit different time. So please don't be out there with your stopwatch on. Don't be looking down at the exact time on your clock. Understand that it's about 3 minutes. And in a moment, I'm going to hear a soft little bell here in the studio. It's going to let me know that the auction is closed, and I will let you know that it's closed. Don't get caught off guard. Don't rely on your cell phone signal or your Wi-Fi signal. Just put in those bids now. Bid high and bid often. I'll keep looking back here just as you can. On your phone or your tablet or whatever device that you're bidding and donating on, you can do the same thing and look at this screen. We've got our hot deals. There are 3 items that we wanted to make sure that we feature during this part of the program. And they are the first one. It's called the St. Augustine Adventure Pizza and Gators. How about that? You get to go play with the pizzas and eat the gators. No, it's the other way around. All right, I think you get to go play with the gators and eat the pizza. But this is courtesy of the St. Augustine Alligator Farm and Mellow Mushroom. It's a great experience in St. Augustine. You also have a 10-person dinner with wine. Folks, Riverside Liquors has put together a great package for 10 people. Right now, the bid on that is at $325. So go in there and they will take care of you. Food and drinks all included. And then we've got our Jason Taylor autographed helmet. Nina, thank you for donating that one to the auction. I will tell you, Hall of Famer, Miami Dolphin legend, bid on that in our auction. We also have some great items that we're calling the top items in our auction simply because they have been bid up the most to this point. We've got our Louis Vuitton bag. It is item number 27. Bidder number 2036. You are just a few moments away from winning a Louis Vuitton bag. The bid on that currently is at $1,200. That's still less than the retail value of the bag, so please get on those phones, get on those devices, bid, and donate. Not only because you want a Louis Vuitton bag, but also because you want to support your champion. Remember, the champion who gets announced as champion of the year often is the champion who does the best in the silent auction, the live auction, and most importantly, in the bid from the heart, which we will talk about later. You still got these great hot items. I'll keep looking down here and telling you that how about bourbon on the boat? That's another silent auction package. That's item number 615. That's Wally Conway's boat. It's also Wally Conway's bourbon. He's going to surprise you with fine bourbon and make sure that it is the party of the year out on his boat, out on the beautiful river, right? So the bid on that is currently only at $950. The Louis Vuitton bag we talked about, that is still at $1,200. And I'll keep talking over and over about the Jason Taylor helmet, the dinner for 10 at Riverside Liquors. That's a wine-paired dinner. They're going to have the wine and the liquor included in that package, and they're going to make sure that food is so good and prepared for you that night. We'll keep looking down here on the screen. We've got our Golfer's Dream package. That is item number 21. So if you're a golfer, you've got a moment left. Search for item number 21. See if you can get the bid on there as well. Remember, all bidding is done through the BidPal platform. If you haven't registered, you still have time to do so. You can see, look on your screen all the way at the end there. I'll see if I can point over at it right there, right? Go to bidpal.net/bbjacks. If you go there, get registered, get ready, not only for the closing of the silent auction, but the live auction items. They're open already, so you can bid on the silent auction, and certainly the live auction items are open. We will close each one of those individually in just a little while. So we're waiting to hear when the auction is closed. All right, so the silent auction is now closed. If you want an item, right, you will make sure that you know it, and you will get information from BidPal, our mobile bidding partner, throughout the program. But now we go into the live auction. And in the live auction, let me explain exactly how this is going to work. The difference between the live auction items and the silent auction items is that first, the silent auction we closed all at one time. All those items closed all together. The live auction items are going to be different in that we're going to talk about each one individually, one by one. I'm not only going to describe the item, but then we're going to call out who our top bidder is. We will call out who our underbidders are, and then we will see who's going to try to outbid each other back and forth. We will then close each one of these three items individually. Please understand that once again, don't trust the Wi-Fi or the cell phone signal. Get those bids in, because as soon as I get the alert that the item is closed, you may be still trying to get that last bid in. You're going to miss out on an item that you really want. I will also encourage you to please read the full description as noted on your device that you've been reading about all the items throughout the evening. Under the menu where you can look through all the different auction items that we've had, there's a tab that says Live. If you go to Live, you'll see our 3 items listed there, and you will be able to bid on those as we go through them. So if you all are ready, I'm ready. That means we're going to start our live auction, right? Our first live auction lot is called Asheville Glamping. And Asheville Glamping is just this. Some of you like the outdoors, some of you like the indoors, some of you like the crisp ocean and, mountain breezes. Here's what you're going to get. You're going to get an Asheville Glamping experience in first class, 5-star camping accommodations. Folks, you are not only buying into the opportunity to stay in great accommodations in the middle of the wilderness and the mountains, but you are also getting million-dollar views that you can see for miles and miles. This is a very customized package. Please understand how this works, is that you get your choice. You can either take 10 people to Asheville Glamping for 2 nights, or you may be able to take 2 people, a romantic getaway for a full week. It's a little bit of a sliding scale based on how many people you want to take and how long you want to stay for. You have up to $1,500 to get your experience at Asheville Glamping. It also includes local cuisine from Twisted Laurel, a contemporary neighborhood gastropub located just a mile away. So it is the food from Twisted Laurel. It is the accommodations at Asheville Glamping. And folks, you look there, the dogs are not included, but that sort of accommodations is. Sleep in the cozy bed surrounded by million-dollar views. And it doesn't expire for a full year. So you have until November 2021 to use this one. I look down here, we open up the bid on this at $500, and Jesse Anderson got in at $500. Carla Isikoff got in at $600. We're going $100 at a time on these. Richard Ricci got in at $700. Richard is one of our sponsors here this evening. So Richard, thank you for the sponsorship, and thank you for bidding in our live auction. So here's how it's going to work. I'm going to keep looking down here. We need an $800 bid now. We need somebody to get in. Again, if you look it down at your phone or your bidding device, however you've been doing it, who's going to get an $800? Is there an $800 bidder out there? Oftentimes, because of the delay between when I'm saying it and when you are hearing it at home, you're going to see the winning bid or the higher bid on your device before I will hear. But we currently have a $700 bid from Richard Ricci. I want to see if Carla wants to come back or Jesse wants to come back at $800. We're going to look at the camera, and I'm looking right at you, Carla. I want to see if you want to come back one more time at $800. Who's going to get in? As I mentioned, the way these items are going to close out, we're going to put a 30-second counter on this item right now. So BidPal is putting that 30-second counter on the clock. Understand that, once again, it's not an exact 30 seconds. So we have other bids who are going to come in during this time. And as those bids come in during this time, we will continue to watch them. And as we go to Asheville Glamping, I will announce who our winner is as soon as I get the sign that the auction lot is closed. So understand, this is, once again, it could be for 10 people, it could be for 2 people. It all depends on how many days you want to go for. But regardless of when you go, Abby Walsh has already promised me that she will get perfect weather while you are there, okay? So that's going to happen as well. So we're going to keep watching and see who our auction winner is. Who's going to get to go to Asheville? Who's going to get the Asheville Glamping experience? Who's going to get that local cuisine from Twisted Laurel? Who's going to be the one not only to support Best Buddies, but to support their Champion of the Year candidate? So I will tell you that we're going to watch the screen and let it refresh one more time so that I can see who our winning bidder is. Because what we have here is we have an $800 bid from Tanya Conway. We are sold, thank you, from Best Buddies, right? All right, let's move on to our next live auction lot. This next live auction lot is really the night of the year. Let's be honest, the way that it's set up. Because this is dinner, but before dinner, we've got you a limo ride. And before the limo ride, we've got you a yacht sunset sail. So again, the ultimate part of this package, the end of the package, the final part of the night typically is this dinner at Stonewood Grill and Tavern. For those of you who have eaten at Stonewood, you know it is one of the best restaurants in town. For those of you who haven't eaten at Stonewood, you're about to eat at one of the best restaurants in town. This is a customized chef dinner and wine pairing for your party of 12. This is for 12 people, but it's not just about the dinner. You're also going to have the limo party bus on Jack's Party Bus. So the way we envision the night going, we'll start at the end of the night where you are having the dinner at Stonewood. Before that, you're going to take the party bus or the limo from wherever you want it to go from to the restaurant. And then prior to that, how about this? We're going to put you out on the water in a gorgeous 37-foot yacht enjoying the scenic views of downtown Jacksonville. A 2-hour sunset sail that drops you off at your limo. Your limo then takes you to dinner, and then that dinner, the party for 12, and I will tell you over and over, the higher the bid, oftentimes, the finer the wine. I will remind you again that this package does not expire for a full year, so you've got plenty of time to use the package. The food, the experience, the drinks, the breezes on the water. We're going to open up the bid as we did at $750 on this package right here. The total value of this is more than $4,000 by the time you take the yacht and the limo and the dinner all into account. So we have a $750 bid by Tanis Anderson. I need somebody to go $1,000. Is there a $1,000 bidder out there who wants to go one time? Folks, what I will tell you is at $1,000, you're about $125 a person if you have 12 people going, if we get this up to $1,500. So for $125 a person, that's exactly what you're going to get. You're going to get the yacht, you're going to get the limo, you're going to get the dinner. We still have that $750 bid. Is there a $1,000 bidder out there? Understand that at $1,000, your accountant will thank me. It's a nice round even number, right? Get it in 1,000. It'll be easy to take care of that with your accountant. So I'm going to keep looking at the history here and see who wants to get in at $1,000. Is there a $1,000 bidder out there who wants to go on the yacht? A $1,000 bidder who also wants to go in the party bus and limo, and a $1,000 bidder who wants to have the dinner for 12. I have a feeling there are some people out there who are saying, you know, I'm going to wait till he puts the counter on this one. And if he puts that 30-second counter in, that's when I'm going to get the bid in. So I'm going to encourage you to get that bid in now. We still have that $750 bid from Tanis Anderson, who wants to go $1,000. Let's go ahead and put that 30-second counter on this auction lot. So I will tell you, as we watch some of these bids potentially come in, as we get ready to close out this auction lot, I will remind you over and over that this is the 2-hour sunset sail. Wally Conway will make sure that every accommodation is made aboard his beautiful 37-foot yacht. He will take you out onto the water. He will then drop you off as necessary and make sure that you meet up with your limo or your party bus from Jack's Party Bus. We will then take that $1,000 potential winning bid and send you to dinner for 12 people. 12 people will be wined and dined, and you have a full year to use this. For those of you who may be watching out there and thinking to yourself, you know what, I'm not comfortable going to a dinner right now. Well, you know what? You're going to be comfortable in September of next year, in October of next year, maybe it's November. Maybe you say the night before next year's champion of the year, I almost said virtual champion of the year, before next year's champion of the year, you're going to have dinner. You can hold off until then to have this dinner. So this auction lot is now wrapped up. We're going to go ahead and see who our winner is. And it held on with a $750 bid. We are sold to Tanis Anderson. Thank you from Best Buddies. All right. And I will tell you that Tanis is one of our campaign managers, so I have a feeling I know where that donation is going to go towards. We have our third and final live auction lot. This live auction lot has year after year been one of the biggest and best ones in the live auction at this event, because we are going to send you for ocean breezes. It's no longer just water breezes, and it's no longer just river breezes. This is Magnolia by the Sea. It is an upscale cottage community located just 5 miles east of Seaside and 2 miles west of Rosemary Beach. You will be staying in a gorgeous 3-bedroom, 3-bath unit, 8 days and 7 nights. This is not a short week that some people may say is 7 days and 6 nights. It is a full week for 7 nights and 8 days. It's the most desired beach destination in the Florida Panhandle, maybe around the country, right off scenic Highway 30A. The world-famous beaches are just a 100-yard walk away from your front door. The neighborhood resort-style swimming pool is just a 1-minute walk away. The closest home in the community to the beach is the home that you'll be staying in. You look at these views that you'll have, that's what you're buying into right now. The home and the notes that they give me, look at that short walk to the beach right there. That's awesome. The home is, and they gave me these notes to share with you, but I will tell you that after we just saw that view right there, I don't know how important this is, but the home has Kohler fixtures and hardwood floors in the great room, in the kitchen, and the bedrooms. There's tile in all the baths, along with the granite countertops and stainless steel appliances in the kitchen. And once again, this doesn't expire for a full year, so you've got plenty of time to use this. So what we did is we opened up the bid on this one. We're going to see if we can get this pulled up here so I can see where my bids are at. Because we opened up the bid at $1,500 on this one, and we did get a $1,500 opening bid. We are now looking for a $1,750 bid. Usually, year after year, this package sells for $5,000 to $6,000. We understand that in the virtual setting, it may be a little bit less. We understand that in this current climate, it may be a little bit less, but not much. We're at $1,500, and I'm looking for a $1,750 bidder. $1,750 will get you in the lead on this package. We got a $1,500 bid from, let me see who that's from real quick, from Yvonne Baker. She was in at $1,500. Who's going to go $1,750? Is there a bidder at $1,750 who wants to get away to the beach? Who wants to get away to Magnolia by the Sea? The name alone is an amazing name. Again, the live auction package, it's Rosemary Beach. It is Magnolia by the Sea. The famous beach is a 100-yard walk from where you will be staying. You'll walk out your front door and you'll be there. We got a new bidder now at $1,750. Julie Brennan is in at $1,750. Who's going to go $2,000 now? Is Yvonne Baker going to come back one time at $2,000? Is she going to come back? Is she going to come back one time? Here's how it's going to work. I'm going to give it another few seconds and see who's going to come back before I put this 30-second counter on there. We're then going to see if Yvonne or Julie or somebody else is going to sneak in at the last minute and maybe win this for $2,000. That would be the steal not only of this auction, but maybe of any auction at some point. Certainly a $2,000 donation, a $2,000 winning bid is tremendous, but it's also a great deal if we can get it. If you can get it. So we had a $1,500 bid from Yvonne Baker. We had $1,750 from Julie Brennan. Is there a $2,000 bidder out there anywhere? Who's going to go $2,000? Anybody want to go? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to put the counter on this auction lot once again. The counter is going to be a 30-second counter. I'll tell you and remind you over and over and over, don't trust what you think 30 seconds is going to be. I don't want Yvonne to miss out on this package just because she was waiting to the last second. So is there a $2,000 bidder for this auction lot? Understand that the retail value of this one alone is $3,500. If you were trying to buy it on your own, try to rent it on your own, it's almost $4,000. So I need a $2,000 bidder out there. Who's going to go two? Is there a $2,000 bidder one time? Anybody want to go? We're going to see and watch this auction lot because it is on Rosemary Beach. It's in the community called Magnolia by the Sea. It's an upscale cottage community 5 miles east of Seaside, 2 miles west of Rosemary Beach, just tucked in the most gorgeous part of the beach. You're right off scenic Highway 30A. The beaches are close. The resort-style pool is close. So here's what we got. This auction lot is now closed. Do we need to refresh one time to make sure? We think that's our winner. I think we're going to refresh because that's what technology does. We do have a winning bid of $1,750 from Julie Brennan. We are sold, thank you, from Best Buddies, all right? Awesome. Now, as much fun as the live auction is, this next part of the program is really my favorite. It's called the Bid from the Heart. And in the Bid from the Heart, you're not going to get a trip to Magnolia Beach. You're not going to get dinner. You're going to get the feeling of knowing that you gave from the bottom of your heart directly to our mission. But it's not for me to tell you about our mission. It's for those who know about it, who have been touched by it, who feel the joy that comes with the mission of Best Buddies. I'd like to introduce you to Kara and Kaylee.
So back in 2008, we met at Camp Promise, and we were buddies at the camps. I was just shocked how much we had in common and how well we hit it off, remember?
My favorite memory with Kaylee, always hanging out with her, go to concerts.
People need someone to advocate for them. They need someone to fight for them and to show everyone, you know, how everyone should be treated, you know, the same way. And so Kara kind of lit that fire in me and, you know, made me want to be, you know, not only an advocate in Best Buddies, but to be a teacher and to educate, you know, my own students and to empower them to be like Kara. I want all of my students to be just like you, Kara.
Everything that Miss Presley has taught me, just a lot about like confidence and just going out there and saying what you need to say, because I always was kind of shy about like speaking up about things before, but I feel like Best Buddies and Miss Presley has taught me that a lot.
The biggest misconception is that people think that people with disabilities can't do certain things. They're just always focused on what they can't do. But in reality, people with disabilities can do anything and everything that a person without a disability can do, just differently.
Oh my goodness, Miss Presley is the best, honestly, because she always pushes us to be our best. Like, she always has something nice to say about everyone. She always gives the great, like, constructive criticism and always works to push this chapter to what it needs to be next.
Being a teacher for students with intellectual disabilities, you always want to see growth in your students. And, you know, some teachers don't get to see that firsthand, but I watch it every single day. And that's all because of Best Buddies and the program and what it offers here.
Even people with a disability, they can still be a really great friend to you in that they're still a person and they still have interests and likes, and I feel like that's something that isn't really recognized by a lot of people within our campus. And once they join Best Buddies, they see like they're just an amazing person that I could be friends with. I've been missing out on this whole time.
Showing people, you know, that they should just include other people and be friends with all sorts of different types of people is a big mission of mine. Watching these 16, 17-year-old girls who are the same age as Kara and I when we met, and just seeing like, oh man, like when you're 10 years from now, your life is gonna be changed and you don't even know it yet.
Sometimes I have few friends in high school. I started being bullied or crying or slipping down over floor, pointing and laughing at me. I hate that part. I wanted to change that.
This is Kara 10 years from being in Best Buddies, and now she's making her own friends, and it's a natural experience. And Kara, you know, that's the goal. That's what Best Buddies wants. They want people like you and people like me to be able to go off and be social and have fun and make friends. You're such an independent woman.
So are you. She encouraged me to help others. My dream job is decorating cakes and cupcakes at the bakery.
And you're gonna achieve that one day, aren't you?
Yes.
We started off as 16-year-old girls, and now we're lifelong friends, all because of Best Buddies.
I am thankful of my friend here.
I am too. You're so sweet.
Yeah, I am proud of Kaylee, what she does. Her teaching is really, really good.
You know, I can't say it enough how much Best Buddies has changed my life. There's a reason why I've been involved in this organization for over 10 years. I can't get enough of it. I wanted to teach high school just so I could advise the Best Buddies chapter at my school. I mean, it's just completely just opened my eyes to everything.
Best Buddies is great for everyone to join in. I think enduring friendship is most important to me for my life, and always go up with it.
You're the person that I go through my future with, and I love being able to have every milestone with you, Kara. I do.
I'll hold your hand.
Ladies and gentlemen, you just saw them in the video, but they are here with us tonight in studio for your virtual champion of the year. Please welcome Kaylee and Kara.
Kara and I were very lucky to find Best Buddies at a young age. When we started, there were only a handful of chapters in the Jacksonville area. Over the years, we've expanded into 32 schools. It's come so far, but what's next?
Best Buddies is a good opportunity to make new friends. It has impacted my life in so many ways. It makes me feel good to have Kaylee as my BFF. It's not good to be alone. We all need friends to stay happy and healthy.
When I think of the future of Best Buddies in our area, I think of my son Wesley and what it'll be like when he's in school. I hope that he grows up in inclusive classrooms and is a friend to those who need one. I hope that when he is in high school 14 years from now, Best Buddies will be in every school in our community.
Best Buddies has made a big difference in my life because it gave me my best friend. My favorite memory with Kaylee is when we went to see Ariana Grande. We loved singing to her songs in Kaylee's car.
My favorite memory with Kara's got to be when we went to Key West on my bachelorette weekend. Kara had just fit right in with the other bridesmaids, and it was amazing to watch her included like that firsthand. Best Buddies influenced my life in so many ways. It helped me to become a better leader, teacher, advisor, and most importantly, a better friend. Best Buddies changes the lives of so many people. Help us grow Best Buddies to more schools throughout Duval and St. Augustine and the surrounding counties with a gift from the heart. Your donation means so much to Kara and I and everybody else that's involved in Best Buddies.
Thank you.
Folks, that friendship just comes through the camera, right? It'll melt your heart to hear about that they are best friends. It started because of Best Buddies, but they are best friends now, right? And it is truly an amazing thing to see. Continuing the mission of Best Buddies depends on those of you here tonight and your generous personal and corporate contributions. School friendship programs and adult friendship programs, they build friendships between people with intellectual disabilities and those without, like Kaylee and Kara. They create inclusive school environments for students, intellectual and developmental disabilities during times of social and emotional development. Best Buddies needs your help, needs you to support their expanding programs. You could all be part of helping students have access to programs like this. Understand that for every $10,000 we raise tonight, it's equivalent to how much we need to open just one program. So as I turn here and look at the money that we've raised to this point, understand that this is the bid from the heart. And the way the bid from the heart is going to work is that I know that there are people who have already donated throughout the evening tonight and leading up to now to the tune of $67,135. But our goal is to get that up past $70,000 and $80,000 and $90,000, and quite frankly, to hopefully six figures, to $100,000. The way the bid from the heart works is very, very simple. I'm going to call out some dollar amounts, and as I call out those dollar amounts, you're going to have the opportunity to make a donation through the device you've been bidding on all evening. Understand that from any screen you're on, if you tap the menu button, it will take you to Make a Donation. If you go to Make a Donation, they make it so easy for you. The buttons are there for you. All you have to do is tap the button. Your donation will be made. I will see your name up here on the screen. We will see it back here, and we will acknowledge your donation. Also understand that as we call these dollar amounts, you have your last opportunity to support your champion. Oftentimes, the champion who raises the most money in the bid from the heart becomes our champion of the year. But at this point of the program, we know it's partially because of the champion that you want to support, but it's also because of Kaylee and Kara. And they are just representative of the hundreds and thousands of people who have been impacted by this program in Jacksonville and all around Florida. So we'll call out those dollar amounts, put in those donations, hit those buttons. My first donation I'll look for is a $10,000 donation. I mentioned that for $10,000 you get to fund what's in essence is one new school, one new program at a school. Who's in at $10,000? We do have a $10,000 donation. How about that, folks? $10,000 from, yeah, we should applaud that, right? That comes from Yellowbird Enterprises. That is Pat Flynn's company, one of our champions, right? Pat opened the company with Kyle Paskowitz and Steve Raylis. And they not only made sure that it's a local real estate investment firm specializing in Jacksonville locals, but they understand how important giving back is into this community. So not only are they wanting to make your real estate needs met, they want to give back. And they want to make sure that Pat wins this championship. That's one way to do it, is by leading us off. A transformational gift of $10,000 from Yellowbird Enterprises. We see the other donations that are coming in. Anyone else in the $10,000 range? Where are my $5,000 donors? I'm watching the number here at $77,185. We're going to see if we can creep that up. Is it going to jump to $82,000? I know there are other donations coming in, and I'll certainly do my best to acknowledge many of them, but I'm looking for the $5,000 donors out there. Who's in at $5,000? How about my $2,500 donors? Who's going to donate $2,500 not only to the campaign of your champion, but at $2,500, think about all the difference you can make in the lives of the Best Buddies program and the Best Buddies. So we'll watch that number continue to tick and grow. We know people are out there with their fingers on their buttons waiting for me to get to their donation level. So I called 10,000, I called 5,000, I called 2,500. Are there other donors out there at any of those levels? Is that a $2,500 donation that just came in? Yeah, Eric Toohey at $2,500. How about that, right? Eric, thank you so much for making that contribution. We're doing our best to do the math here in front of me. I want to make sure that we're getting them in the right order. So we're up to 80,000. Eric Toohey, our last donor, at 2,500. So Yellowbird was in at 10,000. Eric Toohey was in at 2,500. Anyone else at $2,500? We see another donation has just come in right there. Thank you to that one. Where are my donors at $1,000? My $1,000 donors, it should be easy. I see this go 81, 82, 83. How quickly will that go? Are there 8? There, we got another one now. How about Connect with Pablo coming in at $1,000, right? Let's applaud for that one. Pablo Gonzalez, thank you for your contribution here this evening of $1,000. Who else is in at $1,000? What I will tell you is that many of you out there go to regular charity fundraisers. I'm part of a lot of them. And many of them have people who will get up and say, I'll give my $10,000 or my $1,000 if I can get someone to match me. None of our donors said this. Did we just get another one? Is that 2 $1,000 donations? So Tanya Conway is a $1,000 donor. And is there one other one? Can you see that other one? That's Tanya Conway. Is there another one beside Tanya? Aaron Mong is a $1,000 donor. How about that, right? Keep those applause going. I love to hear that, right? So we had Aaron in at 1,000. We have Tanya in at 1,000. We have Pablo Gonzalez with Connect with Pablo in at 1,000. Any other $1,000 donors? I have a feeling we can get this up to 87, 88, 89, maybe $90,000 before we're done. I know there are those of you out there who are supporting your champion here this evening. Anyone else at $1,000 before we move on? Our donors so far this evening are hoping that they have inspired you to give. Who's going to follow their lead? We're at $84,710. Anyone else to get us over $85,000 before we move on? The next level we're going to call is the $500 donor. We're looking for a $500 donor that will immediately get us over $85,000 here in our program. Who's our $500 donor? We're watching our screen here. I know it's over my shoulder here. We're waiting to see who gets in it. Christina Welch is a $500 donor. How about that, right, Christina? Thank you so much. Year after year, Christina is at this event, and year after year, Christina supports like no one else. So thank you, Christina. Anyone else at $1,000? I'm sorry, at $500. How about Summit Settlement Services is now in a $500 donation. Thank you to Summit Settlement Services. Thank you. Right. We're at $85,710. Who else at $500? If there's those of you out there who bid in the silent or live auction and didn't win but still want to give, this is your last chance. Not only to support Best Buddies, but also to support your champion. As I mentioned, we've got people with high-class degrees and fancy computers over there waiting to add up the tally and the total. Where are my other $500 donors out there? Anyone else at $500? We'll keep watching. Summit Settlement's getting a lot of attention because they've been up there for a while. Anyone want to get their name? I got 86,000. Is this 500? $1,000 from Nina Green. How about that, right? I love to see that. Nina, thank you so much. We're at $86,710. Nina's the one who donated the Jason Taylor helmet, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was excited about that one. We loved having that in the auction, Nina. Thank you. Anyone else at $1,000? We're $500. We'll keep working our way down, and folks, understand that as I call out these levels, kind of like Nina did, if you missed my call of your donation and it was above where I was at, go ahead and put it in. We'll acknowledge it and we'll call it out. Where are my donors at $250? Where are my donors at $250 that can help get us right on the precipice of $87,000? Who's in at $250 to support their champion? Anyone at $250? We're at $86,710. $250 would bring us to $86,960. I'll do the math for the computer. I'll help it along, but I need someone to put their finger on that button. It's a black screen for you right now, but I'm going to bring it back up here. It says $250. All you have to do is tap that button and you're in. $86,710. Anyone else at that level? We'll keep moving on and understand at any point, any level above that I'm calling out is when you make your donation. Because now I need $100 donors. If you decided to tune in tonight to support your champion, or you decided, you know what, I've heard about this organization called Best Buddies, now's the time to get into that donation. It's a fundraiser. We got a $100 donation there from Kaylin Sreenan. Thank you to Kaylin for your $100 donation. Anyone else at the $100 level? Another one there from El Sue Jakes. Thank you to El Sue at the $100 level. Anyone else at $100? We're over $87,000 at this point. We're going to keep watching now. Laura Gonzalez is in at $100. We're over $87,000. Can we get to 87? Oh, there's one of the Luis brothers supporting his own cause. I love to see that. So, Luis, thank you so much for your donation. We're over $88,000. Anyone else? There just came another one from Josh Hagan is in at $100. Who else? Let's get that momentum going. Let's get cooking with gas, right? Josh Hagan's still in at $110 for a $100 donation that took us to $88,110. Anyone else at the $100 level? We got another one there. Edie Wright. Thank you, Edie. We love Edie with Best Buddies. Thank you for supporting the cause again this year. We're at $88,210. Can we get to $310? Is there one more out there who's got their finger on their button? Because what I will tell you now is what I do at this part of the program is I do what's called the all call. And the all call is set up for any dollar amount, whether or not I called it or didn't call it. If you want to give $40, awesome. If you want to give $40,000, awesomer, right? But understand this is the time that whatever donation you can make, literally if you're watching the program tonight and you understand the difference we're making in lives, now's the time to put it in. We're at $88,210. We'll see if before I wrap it up, we get one more tick on that tally. There it is. We got a $20 donation there, $25 donation from Ian McCullen. Thank you to Ian. So what I will tell you is I want to celebrate. And when I announce it in this studio, and everyone knows the number, but it's going to feel so good to say, I want everyone out there watching us to celebrate with us, stand up and cheer, because this may be the second, tied for the first largest cheer of the event, because in a moment we're going to announce our grand champion. But Alexis Fonseca has put in a donation, what we just did here this evening. And this is not our total. It doesn't include, Laura Jeter's in, Scott Goldstein is in. Now we're rolling. See what, as soon as I start wrapping it up, we're at $89,085. Kelly Knight is now in. We're at $89,385. Who wants to get in and keep that thing ticking along? Can we get to $90,000 before I start wrapping this up? It worked last time. I started to wrap it up. Maybe I'll do that again, right? We're at $89,385. Austin McKinnon is now in with a donation. So Austin, thank you so much. Who else is going to help us creep that up? Remember, this is the last opportunity. When we close this part of the program, there will be no more donations taken for the Champion of the Year program. Of course, we would love you to continue donating, but if you wanted to support your champion, now's the time to do it. Because what I will do here is I will celebrate what we just did in tonight's Bid from the Heart is $89,385. That's awesome. That's great. I love that, and I love to see that. Folks, what I will tell you, we can go ahead and take that screen down if you want at this point. If you want to leave it up there for another moment, you can, because this is the time that we're going to take the opportunity to tally the results, to add up all the different donations that have come in and add it to everyone's champion campaign and see who our 2020 Champion of the Year is. I will also tell you that this is the time of the program that we're going to pull our prize for those who participated in the Gala in a Box program. Some people call it the Gala in the Box program, but whatever you called it, if you participated, you had an orange ticket in your Gala in a Box that was delivered to you. If we pull your ticket, the number on your ticket, you're going to win a Citygate Distillery basket and a Bold City package basket. So there's two baskets go to the winner of this one, but the key is you have to be watching tonight's event. So I'm going to have Abby step on in. She's like Vanna White, smile. Perfect, thank you. All right, so here is my winning ticket. So here's how it's going to work. I'm going to call it out a few times. I will encourage those. I think Andy Allen might be monitoring our chat this evening. So whoever's monitoring our chat, if you can put this number in the chat as well. Because I know there's people who might still be fumbling around for their tickets. So fumble away, but we're going to put it in the chat on Facebook so you can know if you're the winner. If you want your Citygate Distillery basket or your Bold City basket, which all include some sort of booze or liquor and hats and gift cards and t-shirts, here's what you have to do. You have to have this number ticket, 466216. I'll say it again, 466216. So those monitoring chat, if you can put it in, for those of you at home, at your offices, wherever you're watching this from, maybe sitting by your pool with your feet kicked up, if you have the orange ticket, 466216, you are a Gala in the Box winner. Now, this is also a great time of the program where I get an opportunity to thank our sponsors. Like any program, it's not possible without the sponsors to get us off the ground, to get things rolling, to get things moving. And this is our time to let you see who supported Best Buddies and this Champion of the Year program. It didn't have to be in person. It could be virtual. And we have had one heck of a night, thanks in large part to these sponsors.
What does living independently mean to me? Well, to me, it means living the life I love. It means more opportunity to explore my gifts, to try new things, to advocate for you and for me, to live life the way I choose. That's why I partner with GT Independence, because it's my life, my choice.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. Now is the perfect time to step up to luxury at any of our Fields Jacksonville locations. Every Fields customer can take advantage of Fields exclusive amenities, complimentary cafes, coffee bars, car washes, and loaners. See Fields first and step up to luxury, and go Jaguars.
Make this your year to step up to luxury. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, Porsche, and Sprinter.
Fields Auto Group, proud partner of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hi there, the Able Trust is excited to join you virtually. The Able Trust is committed to creating employment opportunities for Floridians with disabilities because, as you know, people value work and want to make independent financial choices. We partner with organizations to put action into employment, and I am happy to report that Best Buddies is an amazing partner, proving the power of a match between employer and job seeker is based in skills, support, and of course, friendship. Thank you for letting us work with you and your leadership. The Able Trust wishes you all a wonderful celebration.
All right, folks, I can tell you that Danielle and Kelsey are working hard over there, tabulating the results. When you raise more than $100,000 total dollars for an event, it takes a little while to tabulate exactly who is going to be your Champion of the Year. But I'm glad we had an opportunity there to hear from some of our sponsors and to acknowledge those sponsors like Able United and Swisher and Landmark. Thank you for supporting this program. Fields Auto Group and Valancourt, Cole Slate Team. Cole, a longtime member of the advisory board. He's been a champion as well as part of this program. GT Independence, thank you. Metal Sales Manufacturing, Sales Corp, Jax. Law Offices of Michelle Glass. The Ricci Insurance Group, thank you for sponsoring the program. CVB Cares, Crockett Title LLC. Simply Cyan, who's sitting behind their mask over there and behind the AV table, running the program along with Mike Sprague. Thank you so much to both of them. Connect with Pablo, a huge donor, supporter of this event, a donor of some of our auction packages. Exit Realty, thank you so much for sponsoring here this year. How about our in-kind donors? We're coming to you. This program is originating from Client Focus Media right here in Jacksonville. We appreciate and thank them for allowing us to use their space and broadcast from Client Focus Media Studios. The Hartley Press, thank you. Biz Bros, thank you. And folks, this last and final sponsor, I will never mess up the name again, because there was a time that I did an event and I called it La Macaroon. And the owner, Reggie, came up to me and said, Jason, it's French pastries. It's La Macaron, right? So, Reggie, there you go. I got it right this time. All right. Now, as we move on and we continue to tally those results, I will tell you that we have a very important message to deliver your way. And we've been kind of keeping this surprise in our back pocket for those of you who have hung on through the entire program here this evening. Because we have messages from two of the biggest stars that you could imagine. One of them is a 6-time Golden Globe nominee. The other one is a 6-time Super Bowl champion. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to Best Buddies Jacksonville's virtual Champion of the Year Gala, huge supporters of Best Buddies, Tom Brady and Rob Lowe.
Hello, Best Buddies. Where would we be without all of your hard work and commitment over the years? I am so proud to have been a long-standing, helpful hand. But it's you guys who are doing the great work, and congratulations. Change is not easy, and moving the needle is not easy, and I want to thank you all for everything that you've done and for your voices of inclusion. Congratulations, Best Buddy. Love you guys.
What's up, guys? It's been an honor for me to be a part of the Best Buddies family for almost 20 years now. It's been one of the great and really most rewarding aspects of my life. And I'm so proud to support Best Buddies in its work and its mission of friendship, its mission of inclusion for people all around the world. I've had lifelong friendships from Best Buddies with some of the most caring and kindest people. Remember, kindness goes a long way. Show gratitude when you can. Show appreciation for others, because that's what builds camaraderie on the field, in our offices, in our families, really in life. So thanks for being voices of inclusion in your communities, at your work, and in your schools. And I know together we'll create a more inclusive, beautiful world for everyone.
The ability to meet people from all over the country, all over the world. When I reflect on this at the end, I'm gonna know I met so many amazing people that have so many great stories, and just being able to share that and connect with them.
It just really shows how important what we're doing on a daily basis is, because everyone here is so dedicated and really wanting to learn and be inclusive and talk to others and create friendships with someone they might not normally do on a day-to-day basis.
After the first year, I brought just one student. Neither one of us had any idea what we were in for, and I knew that I wanted to take as many students as I could every year so that they can see individuals with disabilities in leadership roles and in the spotlight, leading the way, and again, focusing our priority on what's important and why we're doing the work we're doing.
Opening ceremony, the whole event, I think, is just, that's when my emotions come out, and I feel like I cry more there than ever. And hearing all the speeches and seeing all the kids and just the pure energy and excitement, you go into that auditorium and you can't help but be in a good mood, and you can't help but want to cheer and yell and run around, because everyone is so energetic and so excited.
My favorite part of Leadership Conference is really to be able to look out into the audience and see how many individuals we have there who are all dedicated to this mission of Best Buddies, and knowing that they are the seeds who are going to go out into their specific schools, their communities, and advocate for Best Buddies. And it really is the catalyst for all of our programs.
And it's just great to be able to leave here with a support system. They're always a text away, and everyone's willing to discuss things. It's such a great way to learn from other people and not just from within your own executive board.
This is a rare opportunity that we're in the same room with other advisors from other states, and hearing from other advisors all of the different events they do, their fundraising opportunities they do, how they spread their message in their schools is just so fascinating.
I'm gonna really be happy to all the staff, all the students, all the people in my chapter, in my state, and across the world for teaching me about myself and showing me that there's so much love and so much kindness in the world, and that ultimately there's so many other people who are working so hard for the same goals that I am. And something like this, something like Best Buddies Leadership Conference, brings us all together to really help strive to achieve those goals.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the time is now, the moment you've all been waiting for. It is time to announce our 2020 Champion of the Year. Now, what I will tell you is I already see him over here on my shoulder, but they gave me this envelope and it has the final results in it. So I will ask our final two, who are up here on the screen or will be up in a moment. We got another one who's just joined us here. So that is our top three now. All right, so we have our top three on there. And I have the official results as I have just opened them. And what we know is that the three that you see here are our top three finishers. Understand that we want to congratulate and thank all of our champions. There were 8 total champions this year, and 3 of them have made it to the final screen. What I will tell you is that the tally for our second runner-up, in essence third place, but our second runner-up came down to about $200 total. But finishing as our second runner-up by raising a total of $11,944. How about a round of applause for Aaron Mong? Aaron, congratulations. Thank you, Aaron. Which means that we're now down to two. The final two are Pat Flynn and Amanda Hauser. They're both joining us here on the screen. Pat's got an awful cute little kid with him there as well, so we want to make sure we say hello to her. She had some pretty glasses on before. We're going to get her glasses on again? No, I don't think he's listening through Zoom. So what I will tell you is our first runner-up, and understand that our first runner-up has a really important responsibility, because if our grand champion cannot fulfill the duties of the champion of the year, they have to fill in those shoes. It's never happened before, but we certainly want to thank our first runner-up who raised $17,766, Amanda Hauser, which means the 2020 champion of the year, raising $29,366, Pat Flynn. How about that, right? All right, so Pat, congratulations. Pat, we hope you're listening to us through the Zoom platform. If you're listening to us through Zoom, you'll be able to talk to us and address the masses and let people know how much you appreciate and thank Best Buddies for not only what they've done for you, what you've done for them. So, Pat, tell us a little bit about what it's like to be the grand champion, what it was like to hear your name called. Pat, Pat, I need you to listen through Zoom. Are you listening through Zoom?
How's it going, everybody? Thank you so much, everyone that donated to our campaign. I just want to talk real quick. Wally Conway is the one that got me involved with this. And to be completely honest, at first, I'm pretty busy and I didn't want to take it on. And I ended up making the decision to do it. And we're big on Yellowbird. We're big in Yellowbird on what's important is never urgent and what's urgent is never important. So giving back to the community, this has been a transformation for me. I'm so happy to do it. My mission partner, Cordell, watching Cordell and watching the excitement and the appreciation for all the people that are part of the Best Buddies program was probably the biggest eye-opening part for me. This program has literally changed people's lives, and it's a huge part of their life, and it's a huge part of their life at a time period, at a developmental time period when that stuff really, really matters. So I appreciate Wally Conway for getting me involved in this. Appreciate all the great people that donated my campaign, and thank you, everybody. I had a great time doing it, and it's been an awesome experience. Best Buddies is an awesome program. So thank you for letting me be involved.
All right, to Pat Flynn and to Yellowbird, thank you so much for supporting Best Buddies with this, folks. What I will tell you is that understand that the $10,000 donation that his company made to his campaign is, in essence, what put him over the top. So we encourage you to get your companies behind you, to get your friends and family behind you, to help you become the next champion of the year. I will also tell Pat, and I know he's still listening, that Wally brought you in, but now you are a legacy. It's your job to bring others in. Because if you want to be a candidate champion for future events, please let the Best Buddies office know about it, and you will have an opportunity not only to change the lives of others, but as Pat mentioned, your lives will be changed as well. So congratulations to Pat. Of course, his mission partner, Cordell, congratulations. You did it, my friend. Congratulations. You are part of the Champion of the Year team. And the campaign manager, Caroline, thank you to you as well. Ladies and gentlemen, as I wrap up the program here this evening, I will tell you that as much as we announced a few of the totals that we raised for each one of our top 3 champions, what we like to close the program with is the total money raised as part of the Champion of the Year Gala. Ladies and gentlemen, for Best Buddies Jacksonville, the Champion of the Year, we raised more than $80,000, raised more than $90,000, raised more than $100,000. We raised more than $105,000. What we did as part of the Champion of the Year Gala is raise $108,855. Huh? I love to hear that. So ladies and gentlemen, please do me a favor. As I wrap up the program here, know that my name is Jason Alpert and I loved being your MC and your auctioneer. I want you to keep remembering that not only does inclusion live here, but inclusion lives there, right where you are, and inclusion lives here. Have a great night, everyone. Good night.